Hello, I'm EXTRIC and welcome back to the Minecraft news video. So I have some very exciting news and it does regard the next big Minecraft update. If you're on Java, you'll call that 1.15. If you're on Bedrock, you'll call it 1.13 through 1.17. Basically, we learned about what's coming next for Minecraft and we learned about why and when they're announcing it. And it's a little bit controversial, it's a little bit exciting, and it's a little bit a mix of both. And allow me to explain exactly why in today's video, which I hope you all do enjoy. So first of all, let's go back to the very start of Minecraft. It generally is important for this news because Minecraft was created back in May of 2009 by Notch. It was called Cave Game at the time, and it didn't resemble modern Minecraft in any way, but it is important to mention that the game was created in May 2009, and you know what's coming up real soon? May 2019. And Minecraft have noticed this themselves, and they've decided to do an event to kind of mark the fact that it's been 10 years. And they've kind of hinted this before, like, oh yeah, 10-year anniversary, it's going to be a big one, but they haven't really hinted exactly what they're doing for it. They haven't said anything about it until today, when a Microsoft spokesperson spoke with Variety and said a couple of things about it, two very small things, but two pretty big things. The first of it is controversial, we'll get it out of the way, and say that they are not inviting Notch to the event. They said that his comments and opinions do not reflect those of Microsoft or Mojang and are not representative of Minecraft, and therefore they haven't invited him. And we'll dive into that later, but the second part of the news, the second thing they announced was the fact that the Minecraft anniversary event will take place in the Mojang studio in Stockholm, and the event will celebrate and discuss the past, present, and exciting future of the decade-old franchise. Those are the only two things we've heard, and most people jump immediately to the controversy at the start, and I feel like we should address it a little bit because I know a lot of people want to like hear the thoughts on that, but I think what is way more exciting here is the fact that the event is going to celebrate and discuss the past, present, and exciting future of the decade-old franchise. So obviously the past and present, that's going to be interesting to see how they commemorate the game. However, bear in mind, they said that they're going to talk about the future, and by itself, like, oh yeah, you know, Minecraft talks about the future all the time, except not really actually. There's usually only a couple of big events every single year where they talk about the future of Minecraft. One of them is usually Minecon, or Minecon Earth as it is these days, and the other one was sometimes E3, but bear in mind, 1.14, the Village and Pillage update, just came out last week, and that means that there's going to be a few weeks now where nothing public is really going to come from either Mojang or the Bedrock team. I mean, besides 1.12 kind of bug fixy stuff, we're not going to know what they're up to besides doing some bug fixes and doing major update stuff. So given that that is the case, you know, you might wonder what they're up to, and to me this just seems like the perfect link. Like, oh yeah, in almost exactly 2 weeks from now, we're going to be seeing an event celebrating the future. What are the devs doing in that 2 weeks? I imagine, given that they've already said they have a good idea of what the update's going to be, we're going to be seeing an announcement for whatever 1.15 or 13 through 17, whatever it's called on Bedrock, but the next big, focused update, we're going to get a good idea of what it's going to be, hopefully when it's going to be, and maybe even see, like we did at Minecon Earth last year, some screenshots and some stuff like that, because generally when they talk about the future, they talk about these things. They'll also likely talk about some of the other big things going on. We might hear about the Render Dragon, for instance, the new Minecraft render engine, and if you haven't heard that name yet, I love it a lot, but we're probably going to hear about some other things, because generally when they talk about the future, they don't just talk about one thing, they talk about a lot of different things. So, you know, like this update wise, that update wise, a lot of things unrelated to the game, like, oh yeah, they're doing some new stuff with Agency X or Agency Y to promote Minecraft and also promote like less child hunger. You know, there's a lot of different initiatives. They usually try to use these as a way to promote, like in between the update stuff, which you can have different opinions on, and everyone always does. But yeah, they're going to be doing an event that celebrates the past, the present, and the future. You know what's in the future? The next big update. How can you talk about the future without talking about that? Like, oh yeah, in the future there's going to be more things. What new things? More things. Anyway, and if they're going to talk about the next update, so we don't know what it will be. However, bear in mind, an event to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of Minecraft, to me at least, that sounds like the sort of event where you'd like to have an update that the fans all do want. And you know what people want the most? They want a cave update. So yeah, 1.15, it's going to be the cave update. We're going to hear it in 2 weeks, or we're going to hear the opposite. I mean, we'll find out for sure at the event, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited regardless of what comes out of that. Hopefully we hear something to do with the smithing table and the fletching table, just like even the tiniest peak. But yeah, we're hearing about the future of Minecraft. We're hearing about it on the 17th of May, which if you don't know is a Friday, so you know, maybe that helps you plan for it. I'm going to be excited. I'll probably even be streaming it on this channel, so you can check it out there. But let's not get too promoty about that. Let's talk about the other half of this, because the future of Minecraft sure is exciting, but this story gets people talking for a lot of other different reasons. In fact, if you look up headlines that all the sites are using for this, they're mostly just talking about the Minecraft creator not being invited. And yeah, and then a lot of them go into like big rants about like, well, he did this tweet and that tweet and that tweet in that tweet, etc. And I think this is an important thing to mention, that like, yeah, Notch is not a character that everyone agrees with politically. He's not even a character that most people agree with politically, and he says a lot of things on Twitter that offend a lot of people. That's just a widely known fact, and you know, like, being that like his fame mostly comes from being the figurehead of you know, a game which has a huge diverse you know, in terms of age group and in terms of everything else, audience. That's a thing that a lot of people don't like in some ways, and they're like, oh yeah, the creators sure does suck. And that's an opinion I think people are fine to have, right? Like, if you want to hate Notch, you can do so for any reason. But the thing that's interesting about this to me is the fact that yeah, basically they didn't, it's not that he's just not going to be there, they specifically said they didn't invite him. And to me, this is something that's a bit kind of weird, right? The first 5 years of Minecraft's history, you know, half of the last 10 years, Notch was in ownership of the game, and for the first 3 of those, the most significant 3, right? Like 2009 to 2011, when it went from being cave game to being the biggest indie game pretty much of all time, those are the formative years where so many of the mechanics we know and love today kind of, you know, were invented, came into the game. And yeah, I think to say that like, oh, we're not inviting him at all, we're not even going to acknowledge that part of Minecraft's history, to me is a bit of a weird thing. Like, how are you going to cover the 2009 to 2011 period? Like, oh yeah, it was made by a person, I think. I mean, I forget his name now, but let's talk about the 2014 era. I do wonder how they're going to cover it. I hope they do it respectfully, because I have to imagine a lot of the Minecraft staff that are there now, like, probably have some respect for Notch, even if not for his opinions. But yeah, that kind of is the thing I wanted to talk about here. It's just like, it's a continuation of a trend where like, your opinions are now attached to your work. Like, even if you have a terrible opinion, or you said some bad things in your past, again, with Notch, most of the things are in the present, but I don't think your personal opinions, you know, especially on politics, which is a very individual nature, everyone has different opinions that are all over the place, I don't think those opinions should affect, you know, your work and, you know, like, what you've actually done. You shouldn't erase history based on what somebody does after it. Like or hate Notch, even if it's the worst thing in the world, he still created Minecraft. That's still a fact, right? You can't change the fact in that way, and that's something that's, it's a little bit concerning that this happens more and more. You see it, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy director, right? He was fired for personal opinions. There's all these different cases where, like, your personal opinion shouldn't... yeah, and also the other way around, I would say. Like, right now, if you're watching this video, I hope you like me a little bit. You sat through 7 minutes of me talking about news, you know, so you might like me a little bit. If you later learn that I share political opinions with you, you shouldn't like me more. Like, you know, my political opinions and my Minecraft news videos generally don't intersect, you know, like, it doesn't affect my ability to play Minecraft, what I, you know, think of the world. It doesn't affect my ability to put together videos, what I think about, how I feel about various different things. And in case it does, by the way, then I'm gonna quickly just pander to you right now. So, you know what I am on board with, just like you. I'm anti-war, and I would like to lower taxes. Yeah, don't you hate it when the government takes your money and uses it to fund wars? And also things that are illegal that I think should be legal. All of those things. Everything should be legal, except the bad things you don't like. I also think those should be illegal. Have I pandered enough now? And just in case, by the way, you're against all those things, actually, I lied. We should have more taxes and more war. We should have a tax on war. That's how far I want to go. And everything should be illegal unless it's a thing you do. The things you do, they should be legal. Everything else, everyone else is doing, they're doing wrong things. That should be illegal. And yeah, that's why I'm saying right now that the only way to show that you support my opinions is to like this video. Clearly, you can only watch my videos if you agree with one of the 2 sets of things I said. And it's just ridiculous to me, you know? Like, I don't talk politics on YouTube, and I shouldn't need to. And if I did, it shouldn't affect your, you know, opinion or everything else, because, you know, like, people have just wide arrays of opinions. That should be an okay thing, being like, oh yeah, well, I disagree with what my neighbor thinks about politics, but that's what elections are generally for, right? Maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's not a big deal, but that's what my opinion, that's what I think we need to get out of the way here. Like, outrage culture is a concerning thing, because the past should not be changed by the future. You know, the past is set in stone. We can't be like, but we gotta change that when that's necessary. Anyway, in case you don't care too much about this news, let's talk about a little bit of other exciting stuff that I'm sure you totally all will care about, because we have this change.org petition, which I found while I was researching this stuff, which was Make Minecraft's 10th Anniversary an Official Holiday. As you all know, Minecraft has become one of the greatest games of all time. It's made us all think differently and look at the world in a new way, or it's made us laugh, made us cry, made us mad, made us glad. People have used Minecraft as a medium to propose their marriage, used it to introduce new ways to fight world hunger, business ideas, and so much more. This game has affected our lives so much, it's not just a game anymore, it's a worldwide sensation. And that's why I propose to make it a national holiday. Let the kids take a day off from school. Their past efforts to build the best house possible have earned them the right to. Let's just have one big celebration for the game that made our lives better in every way. And that's right, if you wanna have a day off school. I mean, if you want to celebrate Minecraft with a national holiday, there is a petition you should sign, and I'll leave it in the description. But first, you gotta vote for Make Minecraft 1.15 the Cave Update. I'll also link that in the description because, you know, get your petition priorities in order. But no, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm excited for this event because, again, it's only a couple times a year that we get a big announcement like this, and I'm excited to see whatever is in Minecraft 1.15, the Cave Update, the whatever update, the combat update, the this, the that. I want to see what it is. I want to see, I also want to see their celebrations of the last 10 years because I've been playing Minecraft for like 8 years now, it turns out, and it's going to be interesting to see how they celebrate that because I remember in the first like 3 years they did this history of Minecraft video that was really good. I'd love to see what they do for 10 years, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you over the next month for that exciting thing. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you did all enjoy it, but I'm going to see you all next time. Goodbye.